Hello everyone, this is ponderonweather coming at you with another update. In this update, we're talking about a major winter storm with some heavy snow and blizzard-like conditions, as well as a major snowstorm for the Ohio Valley all the way to the Mid-Atlantic into the Northeast. So before I do get started, if you do like weather-related content, please subscribe to my channel as I will upload daily updates to keep you ahead of the storm. And I do ask you to share this video with your friends and family on social media. All right, so let's get started. Let's start off with the overall Weather Prediction Center hazard map. This is the next 3 to 7 days. And check this out. I mean, here's your heavy snowfall. How often do you see this? Literally from, West Virginia all the way up to the East Coast. They're predicting heavy snow with a system coming in. We got sporadic heavy snows in the Sierra, all the way into Idaho, into Colorado. And then even down here in the Ohio Valley, we got a pocket of some very heavy snow that's on the way. So let's delve into the details. Here's your latest watches and warnings with that first system that's coming through. That's under a winter weather advisories for portions of Kentucky, getting into portions of Virginia, as well as North Carolina with some snow later on this afternoon, going into the overnight into tomorrow. And then, yeah, we've got a blizzard, just a massive blizzard going on in the Sierra Nevadas. We're talking 100-mile-per-hour winds. I mean, up to like 6 feet of snow in the mountains. Just incredible conditions out there with dangerous avalanches. So, I mean, then widespread winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings for out there in California. So we've got a lot to talk about. So let's kind of take you through the overall jets, kind of take you look at the overall pattern, how this is actually going to play out. Right now, we have predominantly kind of like what they call a zonal pattern. This is the jet streak up above in the upper levels. And that's kind of depicting where the snow is falling right now into the Virginias as well as North Carolina. But that actually changes in a big way as we go into the end of the month and the beginning of February as it buckles. It'll drag down the colder air. And as it does that, it'll have a developing low pressure off the coast and really dig and get actually kind of blocked with a west-based NAO ridge up top. And then we also have like a 50-50 low over here in the Northeast, and that'll kind of create like a more or less like a blocking pattern. And so we're talking from the 30th to the 3rd, we could have a pretty big snow event up here for the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, as well as the Northeast. So let me kind of walk you through this. Here's what's going on right now at the surface. There's that snow that's going to be taking place throughout the rest of the day today on the 27th on Wednesday. And then this will happen overnight. And then by tomorrow morning, they'll still be dumping some snow into like places like Virginia Beach. I'm expecting some snow for you guys into the Carolinas with, 3 to 5 inches is not out of the question for like, say, Raleigh, North Carolina. Greensboro could pick up even more than that, say probably like 8 inches from this system. As we've got developing, low pressure down here in California, that's going to be dumping a lot of rain, just a lot of rain in California, and then heavy snow into the interior regions, especially in the mountains, as we progress throughout the week. And as we get into Sunday, and that's when we kind of set the stage for our big snowfall event. By the time that we have a developing low pressure that'll come out through the central U.S. and it'll dump more snow for Iowa, where they just picked up like a foot of snow just yesterday. And that is be dumping more snow into Minnesota, and that will continue on to Illinois as we get into at the end of the month on Sunday. So as we progress throughout the day into Sunday, that'll be kind of traversing off from the west to the east and dumping some more heavy snow into portions of Wisconsin. That's getting into Michigan by now, and then northern portions of Indiana and Ohio. You'll be under the gun, and then rain on the south side, but it's not going to take long as we got a lot of Arctic air to work with. And so by the end of the month, we have a very strong Arctic high pressure that's going to be pulling well below average temperature. I mean, just look at that, 20, 30, almost 35 degrees below average temperatures for your lows coming up, and these are well below zero coming up on Sunday morning. So there's actually a lot of cold air that's going to be hitting before the main event. And that's what's going to set the stage to keep this as predominantly all snow for the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. So as we continue moving along, it'll be on the backside. So as it traps, as it enters that some of that Arctic air, some of that colder air, will have that transformation to rain to a snow in a big way. And that'll be starting to hit in the stage for Virginia. That'll be getting into Maryland. It started getting into places like Pittsburgh and southern PA by then. And that'll continue moving across. And as this low really starts to land off the coast, it'll really start to deepen and intensify. And it'll intensify in a big way, dumping some more heavy snow on the backside. You can see pretty much the entire state of Indiana and Ohio is all snow by then. We're talking Monday morning on February the 1st, and this low will really start to get its act together, trapped under this high Arctic, the ridge up to the north and the 50-50 low. It'll kind of get trapped and more or less somewhat stall and just kind of get pulled up like a magnet up along the northeast coast and dumping some heavy snow along the way. So this is a coastal event, not just an interior event for you guys. I mean, I'm expecting coastal events. Philly, New York City, Jersey, Boston. I expect big snowstorms from this event as this continues lifting off to the northeast, pulling in a lot of that colder air down to the surface and then transferring it all to snow. And then this does not go anywhere in that long of a time frame, because it continues dumping some heavy snow into Pennsylvania, getting into New York, getting into the interior regions of Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and this will continue moving across. And we might even be dealing with our own blizzard in the Northeast by the time Tuesday night into Wednesday rolls around, like they're dealing with in the West Coast right now in California. Because these winds, as this upper level low gets near land, it'll be packing a punch. I mean, we've got wind gusts anywhere from 40, 50 plus miles an hour. So yeah, all it takes is a 3-hour time span to have 35 mile per hour winds or higher to have your own blizzard in the Northeast. So yeah, it's not out of the question that we could be dealing with, blizzard-like conditions at some point for the Northeast as we get into the early part of next week with this pending snowstorm. And this is just not going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, this is by Wednesday, and it's still hanging around, dumping some heavy snow along the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic. So we've got a big event on the way, and even as we go into Wednesday night, it'll still try to be hanging around and dumping some heavier snow, obviously further north by then, going into Maine. But yeah, leaving behind, we've got some big snow totals to talk about. At the surface right now, Sierra Mountains, I mean, we're talking, 4, 5, 6 plus feet of snow. That's just incredible. And then just some very healthy snow out here in the Northeast as it get in the Four Corner states into Utah, Idaho, and portions of Wyoming, and pretty dry for like places like Colorado and the midsection of the country. And then it really ramps up again into Iowa. Look at this. Missouri picks up some more snow. Illinois. I mean, look at that. Indiana. I mean, these are dry pockets where you haven't really seen that much snow so far this season. And you're going to be picking up some pretty healthy amounts from this system, and especially as it gets into the Northeast. Going into the Mid-Atlantic, I mean, yeah, Virginia, West Virginia, get into Maryland, D.C., Delaware, all the way up the coast. I mean, Jersey, Philly, New York City. I mean, some double-digit totals along the coast is definitely not out of the question. And look at that. I mean, there's no one that's not going to probably get snow from this event as this continues moving across. That's the European model. So let me just show you kind of all four of the models. I mean, here's the latest Canadian model, still implying a fairly big snow event for the Northeast coming up by early next week. Here's the latest GFS model, kind of implying the same thing. More of a coastal hugger with the heaviest amounts by the coast, not inland. So we got a pretty big event on the table. And then let's take a look at all the models. Like they're all kind of blended together. And obviously these will change a little bit as it gets closer, but definitely seeing a lot of congruency, analog guidance, ensemble guidance is all pretty bullish on this system. So yeah, we're looking at a pretty big event coming up early next week for the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast and the Ohio Valley. So I appreciate you guys watching. Do like this video. Definitely leave your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to catch the latest update where I protect you before and after the storm.